Hi, this is Dave Weber, and in this episode we're going to talk about the three solutions to the M42 Aperture dilemma. There are three different types of M42 lenses, and each of these three different types of M42 lenses has a different configuration of their aperture pin. Now, these three different types of lenses confuse a lot of photographers. In fact, some are so confused that it keeps them from buying M42 mount lenses. And some of them even go to the point of selling their M42 mount lenses because they just can't figure out this aperture pin dilemma. So today we're going to talk about the three different types of M42 aperture pins there are, and I'm going to help you solve this dilemma once and for all. The first variety is an M42 lens that has no pin at all on it, no pin at all. These are generally found on the oldest M42 mount lenses. If you get an M42 mount lens without a pin on it, that's no problem. Just buy a adapter, screw it on to the end of your lens, and attach it to your camera. Shoot away. It's as simple as that. So, no silver pin on your M42 lens. Just put the aperture on normally and shoot away. The second type is an M42 lens that has a silver aperture pin on it, and it's got a switch, a two-way switch that goes from A for automatic and M for manual. That's the second type of M42 lens. If you put your lens switch, your aperture switch, to A, and you turn the aperture, nothing happens. Let me show you. Nothing happens. But now, if I move the switch to M for manual, and I turn the aperture moves normally. So there you go. If you get the second type of M42 lens, the one with the silver aperture pin that goes in and out, and the two-position switch that says A or M on it, just make sure that you put the switch in the M position, and you have full control of your aperture. In fact, some people I know are so worried about accidentally bumping it out of the M position that they'll use super glue to permanently weld that switch in the M position. Do that, but it might hurt the resale value of your lens, but it certainly will prevent it from accidentally slipping over to the A position. So put it in the M position, and just remember, M stands for magnificent. The third variety of M42 lens is one that has the aperture pin on it, but it doesn't have a switch. There's no switch on it. Now, if you move the aperture ring on this lens without the switch on it, nothing happens. Watch. Nothing happens. Now, there are two ways you can address this problem. Number one, you can take the rear lens mount off and do some work on the inside of the lens to disable the silver aperture pin. Now, I don't like to do that, and I repair lenses for a living. But if you want to give it a try, I've posted a link in the resource section at the end of this episode that will take you to a 15-minute free YouTube video on how to disable an M42 aperture pin. A second way to solve this problem with the third type of M42 lens is to get a special type of adapter, an adapter with a flange on the inside. Here you see a picture of these two adapters side by side, and the one has the flange on it and the other does not have the flange. Now what happens is if you put the flange, screw the flange aperture or adapter onto your lens, your third type of lens, and you turn the aperture turns normally. Watch this. So, you've got two methods for making the aperture work on the third variety. Either disable the aperture pin or get a adapter with the flange on the inside. Let's review our three different types of M42 mount lenses and how to make their aperture work. First type, no pin, no aperture pin, no problem. You don't have to do anything. Just put your adapter on the lens and shoot away. The second type is the type with the aperture pin and an automatic manual switch. Just switch the switch to M for manual or magnificent, and you're good to go. And the third type of M42 mount lens is the one with the aperture pin, but no S and M switch on it. Well, in that case, get yourself an adapter with a flange on it, and you're in business. Either that, or you can take the thing apart and disable the aperture pin, which is harder to do. Just get yourself an aperture with the flange on it. Well, I hope this little episode has helped answer your questions on the M42 aperture pin dilemma. If you have any further questions, feel free to send me a message within the Udemy messaging system. We'll see you in the next episode. Thank you.